Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome to another episode of Tom Clancy's EndWar. In this episode, because our only defensive operation is a raid, which personally I don't quite see a reason to focus on right now, and we can go and actually take one, possibly even two Russian territories, because, well, I know on defense, generally speaking, you get a territory. I don't actually recall if you will get an additional hexagon, pentagon, whatever the hell they are, when doing an offensive mission. But at the very least, we'll get one, hopefully, and if we're lucky, we might get two. But let's go ahead, because, let's see, we need 28 territories. It's going to be a little while. But we're going to go ahead and engage in the conquest of, what is that? Mahilyow? Or something like that?
In Eastern Europe. We're planning a sabotage raid on the army base here. We're going all out against key uplink clusters.
Okay, so both me and the Russians will have air support and force recon. If I had to guess, I would say my air support is coming from Ramstein, while my force recon is probably coming from Copenhagen. That's my guess. But we'll go ahead and actually listen to the details on this one.
Latest intel, Major Dennison.
Gladly, General. Mahilyow, Belarus. We'd be able to call in airstrikes. Forcecom would be able to give us ground support as needed. The enemy would be able to call in airstrikes. The enemy would be able to call in regular army troops to bolster his defenses. Looks like there are a number of natural choke points.
Okay, I'm not sure why there was such a long pause there between saying the name of the territory and then listing our support. But for some reason there was. So yeah, I was right about where ours are coming from. If I had to guess, Sevastopol is probably where they're getting their air support, and their force recon is probably from Moscow, or Moscow. And let's go ahead and start.
Colonel, today's mission is high speed, low drag. We're crashing an enemy uplink cluster and sending your battalion across the main line of resistance to grab it for us. The Ruskies consider this their home turf, so they aren't going to let it go without an argument. Your opponent, Colonel Yuri Tankayev of the 35th Armored, couldn't have a more appropriate name. Expect frontal assaults and a horde of T-100 Ogre tanks. Overall, this war is going well for the good guys, and a victory here will bring us that much closer to a confetti parade in Times Square. Get it done.
Okay, and of course they had to make a joke about his last name being Tankayev, having the word tank in his last name, him being in charge of an armored battalion, meaning tanks. So, since he's armored battalion, that means, of course, as Mitchell said, we can expect a whole lot of tanks, and probably a decent degree of transports as well, which means the bulk of our forces, in theory, the game never seems to actually listen to this, in theory the bulk of our forces should probably be tanks and gunships, but in reality that's not going to be the case, because even though this guy supposedly should be deploying a lot of armored vehicles, we'll probably find out that he doesn't really deploy a whole lot of armored vehicles. Okay. That's gonna be our loadout. The same old loadout that we always use, with, generally speaking, very little, if any, variation.
On DZ. All uplinks ID'd on radar. Units entering the battle space.
Let's roll! Give us some action!
Come on, guys, hurry up and get in.
This is Poker.
Unit 3 moved to Foxtrot.
Roger, on the move. Transport to any point in the battle.
Okay, really? Did the drones have to be blocking your path? And the guy up in front had to slow down. because he's like, I gotta wait for the rest of my team.
When we drop these guys,
Red flash here. We're at full strength.
Okay.
this is Boulder. Fastback's out traction. Yes, sir.
You move over there as well.
This is Sidecar. All rollers ready for action.
Shortcuts, people. Use them.
These guys deserve the rest of their feet.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, let's go ahead and continue.
Yes, sir. Grab the upper. Will do. This is red flash.
The enemy has yet to actually secure anything, which is interesting. Okay, we're about to start taking Foxtrot and Sierra,
Destination reached, sir.
and still the enemy has taken nothing.
Squads are good. This is red flash. We're capturing the uplink.
Reinforcements loaded and on
Let's
call.
get some
We have
gunships.
units inbound on DZ.
Oh, here we go.
Center quadrant. Eyes on Russian army troops.
It's uplink.
Ah, but it's the crappy regular Russian army troops. Not the ones that we actually have to worry about. No, crappy ones up there. Okay, I want you guys to move up a little bit. Yep, I don't see a single report of an actual... Okay,
Check
well, I
Sierra.
see artillery.
We have secured it. Transport's fueled and ready to deploy. We have units inbound on DZ.
I want you guys to give me some air support.
Adder here. Holding in position.
Check Foxtrot. We have secured
Same
it.
with you guys.
To read me, sir.
And let's get ourselves
We
some
have units
tanks.
inbound on DZ.
Our artillery should be deploying. Almost. No, not quite. Took them a while. Longer than I would have expected it for them to arrive. Okay, we have Sierra upgraded.
This is Tactical Air Command. Your code's authenticated.
You guys get in there.
Battle space.
This is clear. Spartans, ready to roll.
This is
I
Tech Air.
would love to send you to Delta, but that place is being overrun, so that's probably not the best idea.
Transport's fueled and ready to deploy.
This is Poker Face.
This is Joe. Schwarzkopf's out traction.
Okay, I need you guys to do a bit of scouting, essentially. Okay,
Holding in position.
so now I can see them. You guys should start firing now. There we go.
Adder here.
Unit 3. Unit 3, move to Yankee.
Roger. On the
The enemy's taking Bravo now. They completely ignored Alpha despite it being literally right outside their spawn. Well, almost literally right outside their spawn. You know, I kind of think Delta is actually relatively empty, so I may just say screw it and go for sending Sierra up to Delta.
Check Bravo. Hostiles have secured it.
Tell all the guys back there to extinguish all their smoking materials.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay, I think we knocked out one of them, so you go move on to the next group, which has, I guess, moved out of the way, or we lost sight of the group you were originally firing on, which is a possibility.
Holding in position.
This is Poker Face.
Oh, well, you guys get in there and tank Yankee.
Artillery fire on our position.
Poker Face here. Artillery fire in our position.
West quadrant. Eyes on cockroach IFVs.
Adder here.
Oh, okay,
We have multiple units.
now we got their
ready to deploy.
transports.
Poker Face here.
Now we're being hit by artillery.
Falling back.
Butcher here. Enemy is taking damage. Got a kill, sir.
Center quadrant. Eyes on Russian army troops.
That's fine. Nothing too substantial.
This is Yellow Cat.
Oh,
Check west quadrant. Hostile neutral.
found the enemy already.
You're dead.
Check Yankee. Uplink
Um,
has been secured. We have multiple.
You guys might
units
want
ready
to,
deploy.
you know, move. No, that's not what I want.
Engaging the enemy.
North quadrant. Eyes on specs, not spares.
Yellow Cat here. Artillery fire on our position. This is Mahilyow. Approaching target.
Northwest quadrant. Hostiles are
You guys
deploying.
move to
Eyes
Delta.
on MI-80 Tarantula. Check central quadrant.
Okay, well, all of you guys got out in time, so that's fine. Our tanks are so far behind.
Securing the uplink, sir. This is Focus.
You guys get that for air
Center
support.
quadrant. Hostile neutralized.
Commander here. All Eagles flying high.
Oh, hey, I see those infantry. You're not gonna sneak them by me. We're gonna move tanks up. Okay, and actually, because this may...
As always, sir.
Yeah, this will put us at 4, so we're gonna GTFO some of our units out of this area.
Yes, sir. We'll take it from here. We'll comply.
Check Delta. It is secured.
This is TAC Air. Moab strikes are available.
Check central quadrant. Fuel air missile detonation imminent.
Red flash here. We're on
Yep,
the front,
that's
sir.
what I was trying to avoid.
Check unit 4. I've requested
I
evac.
wasn't quite fast enough.
Airborne. Inbound to extraction.
You guys halt. Stay where you are.
Check Yankee. Spike has crashed uplink.
Bastards,
TAC
you
air
crashed
signal
Yankee.
confidence downgraded.
This is Poker
Yeah,
Base.
man, nobody
All
lays
squads
down
are
a
good.
wall of fire like us.
This is Mac. Our roles are running green. This is Airborne. Survivors
Get us some more
loaded.
tanks.
Outlet.
Units entering the battle space.
This is Litter. Survivors loaded. Outlet.
When do we get
I don't think we're quite... I don't think they're quite in a good enough position to drop a kinetic strike on.
Base here. Ready to roll.
We have multiple units ready to deploy.
Send them to Zulu. You guys don't quite have the ability to hit them, and we just lost sight of them. So fire on their engineers that they just dropped off.
We're heading home.
We have multiple units ready to deploy. Eyes on BTR.
Got eyes on the
12
transports
IFV.
again.
This is Airborne. Evac successful. Heading home. This is Boulder. Schwartz scouts. Ready to roll.
Damn it, we just lost sight of the transports again.
This is Mac.
You guys, move over to this building. Hopefully you can get eyes on them again. There we go.
Time to kick ass.
Commander here.
Looks easy, sir.
Sidecar here. We got some scorch marks.
Oh shit, that's a lot of enemies.
Toss the roller.
Check unit 3. They're getting burned.
I'm not
West
surprised.
quadrant. Eyes on KA-65 Howler gunship.
Mac. Time to let it fly.
This sidecar. Rollers knocked out.
Ah, okay, that's not really going as I would have
Units
liked.
inbound on DZ.
I was hopeful that would go better,
Extraction.
Units entering the battle
but it did
space.
get us eyes.
Targets.
Not necessarily the best eyes, but eyes nonetheless.
This is Smash Leader. Approaching target.
Check central quadrant. Eyes on Russian army troops. Check unit 3. We have units inbound on DZ.
This is Airborne. Pioneer.
Check unit 6. They are outmatched.
Yes, sir. Roger that.
Unit 6 evacuate.
Targets. We are outcome. This is Hargis. We are outcome. This is Hooker. Prospects ready to roll.
Check unit 9. They're outmatched.
I know they are.
Make a land, Joe boy.
Not too much I can do about that, actually.
This is Hargis. We're heading home.
We gotta take Zulu.
All aboard and ready to roll. This is Thor. Prospects ready to roll.
Check east quadrant. Eyes on Spetsnaz spares. Check unit 7. They're in trouble. Check east 9. They're suppressed.
Okay, you know what?
Check unit 9. I've requested evac.
We're just gonna drop a nuke in this area.
This is Litter. Inbound to extraction.
We have multiple units ready to deploy. Hostile eliminated.
Abby here. All rollers good to go. This is Mac. Time to kick ass.
Time for the big show, everybody.
Survivors loaded. Outlet.
Units entering the battle space. We have
Get us
units
some more
inbound
airships.
on DZ.
This is Mac.
We have multiple units ready to deploy.
Yes, sir. Engage.
This is Litter. Evac successful. Heading home.
Still in sight. Copy that. Engage. This is Cappy. All rollers good to go. Sidewinder here. Opening fire. This is Handles. Ready for orders. This is Cappy. Enemy is 80 damage. Magnum here. We're in position.
This is Thor. Your Schwarzkopfs are good to go.
We have multiple units ready to deploy.
This is Cappy.
Okay, well the enemy's not going to be able to drop another fuel air bomb on me.
Opening fire. Yes, sir. Engage. Cappy here. Engaging the enemy.
Okay, you guys need to
We have multiple
figure out how the
units
hell
ready
you're
to
going to get up
deploy.
there, you know?
This is Sidewinder. Eagle down. Eagle down.
Hostile destroyed.
That is a kill. Engaging the enemy.
Check Unit 3. Suppressed by enemy fire.
They're butchering us.
Unit 3 evacuate.
Flank has been secured.
This is Blackjack. All squads vertical. Magnum here.
Let's go with a force recon.
Hostile destroyed.
in sight. This is Handles.
or I'll kill you myself!
Okay. We should probably go and actually deploy some troops. I don't really know what.
Units
Let's
entering the
go with
battle
that.
space. We
Get
have
some more
units inbound on
gunships. Tanks. Yep, they've decided to.
Force Command. Codes authenticated.
They've got
We
artillery
have multiple units
somewhere
ready to
that
deploy.
can see me.
This is Airborne. Pioneers report.
Force com confirms. Task force dispatched.
Check Alpha. Hostiles have secured it.
Blackjack here.
That's fine. We're gonna go and
Position.
snag Delta.
Wildcard here. All
You
squads
guys
are
fall back.
Protect the integrity of this unit!
Handles here. All rollers.
You guys are gonna go and actually snag Bravo.
Blackjack here. All aboard and ready to.
Unit 5, move to Bravo.
These guys where they need to go.
Sometimes it's like we're just a glorified.
Now the enemy's upgrading Alpha for something. I don't know what. But whatever it is, I don't like it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I don't know why you guys stopped moving. I thought I told you to move a little further up than I actually apparently did. Okay, I would love for you guys to get eyes on something for the artillery to fire on, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
We have multiple
Especially with you
units
guys
ready to
flying as
deploy.
low as you are.
North quadrant. Eyes on Russian conscripts. Minefield detected.
Oh shit.
Secure uplink. Affirmative. This is Handles. The enemy is fortified this uplink. Cease fire. They're being friendly.
Oh, it's not that bad. Okay, come on you guys, hurry up and get out. Okay, now you
Eyes
guys
on KA-65 Howler gunship.
found the A. Are you guys gonna drive right through that? Don't tell me you're gonna drive right through that. Okay, good. You managed to avoid it, though only barely. Oh, wonderful. We actually do have some eyes now on the enemy positions. We have some enemy gunships. Because, of course, there are enemy gunships. Why wouldn't there be enemy gunships?
Northwest quadrant. Eyes on KV-20 Zhukov artillery vehicles.
Oh, lots of artillery. Wow. Damn it. Don't have eyes on them now. Get eyes on them again.
Wildcard here. We are on board fastbacks.
I don't know what Alpha Bravo is. Let me go compare Bravo
This is Handles. We've taken hit
to, say,
Check
oh, I don't
northwest
know,
quadrant. Eyes
Sierra?
on cockroach IFVs.
on the way. We're on it.
What are you guys being engaged by? Oh crap, okay.
Basher here. Artillery fire on
You fire your things.
destination reached. Basher here. All rollers good to go.
Oh shit, do they have some of their artillery stacked on top of one another?
Time to let it fly.
Because if so, that's wonderful.
Check Bravo. It is secured. Eyes on Spectrum.
Got a kill, sir.
Okay, it's an uplink. Wonderful.
Check Unit 3. Losing effectiveness.
We'll just go ahead and nuke. Unit 3, evacuate. Just go ahead and drop a even larger explosive on them.
Approaching target.
North quadrant. Hostile.
That's a nice big explosion. I actually like that.
They'll be clobbered.
You guys head over here.
Handles here.
Nice big explosion for you guys as well. It's a gift from me.
This is Mac. Time to let it fly. Asher here.
Check Unit 2. Suppressed by enemy fire.
They're wiping us
It's...
Hostile neutralized.
Okay, I was gonna say it's those gunships, but I don't see them. So, I guess it's not the gunships, because it would kind of appear we don't have any.
out. This is Asher. Alpha Mike Foxtrot. We're screwed. We need evac.
Check Unit 2. I've requested extract.
This is Airborne. Inbound to extract.
Where are you guys going? I thought I told you to go Delta.
Center quadrant. Hostile destroyer.
Apparently I didn't. Okay, lots of enemies down there.
Center quadrant. Fuel air missile detonation imminent.
Oh shit.
This is Cabby. Ready for orders.
Apparently it took us so long that they had more they could deploy.
Check Unit 6. I've requested evac.
This is Harness. Inbound to extraction. This is Airborne. Survivors loaded. Outbound.
Forcecom confirms. Task force inbound.
Check Unit 5. They're in trouble.
I know they are. At this point I'm basically just kind of sending them in.
Losing effectiveness. Check Unit 5. I've requested extract.
This is Gurney.
But you know what, it's only 2 minutes, I think we can wait that.
Survivors loaded. We're outbound.
So you guys go set up shop here.
This is Harness.
I would
Looks like we're
love
winning. Knock
to
on
deploy
wood.
my troops closer to the
Sending
front
in
line.
forward DZ.
This is Airborne. Evac successful. Heading home.
Get cover and hold it.
Although it doesn't really matter because it's going to be quite a while before we actually can
Bringing your man home.
deploy any new troops because of that.
We're heading home. This is Gurney.
Ah, this is a waste of time!
Deploy MQ-3 missile.
Holy crap!
This is Kingpin. Hostiles are taking hits.
This attack is stupid!
Why do you think this attack is stupid, might I ask?
Units entering the battle space.
Gurney. We're bringing your man home.
It takes my troops a little bit longer to actually get up here, but once they do get up here, they are... Why are you moving up here? Oh, you're not.
All systems up.
It's an issue of the map not showing the drones as a different color. No, you're not.
Eyes on ATR 112 ISE.
Eat it! Now you're fighting like troopers! Oh my god!
Check Unit 4. Bad engagement.
It's not a bad
Hostile
engagement.
destroyed.
That's a bad engagement.
This is Strike Leader. Approaching target.
Holy crap!
Enemy is taking damage.
Yeah!
Not quite hit.
Boom!
Hostiles
Awesome!
are down. This is Loki. Fastbacks are good to go.
Yeah!
Come on, don't let him escape.
North quadrant.
Good job.
Destroyed.
This is Stratcom, and strikes have been authorized. Roger,
Come
Roger.
closer, Ivan! I need a fur cap!
I think you'll be fine without the fur cap.
Kill him!
We won't be going to Moscow anytime soon, so you won't really need one. At least I think you'll live without it. Apparently it actually took so long that I could deploy my WMD again if I wanted to.
We did it,
Do
sir.
not let them get
Drop
away!
one up to the big guys. They're going to need bigger tanks next time. After action report collated.
But there weren't really any good targets. I mean, there were these guys way out here, probably with troops in them, but meh. Probably would have taken too long for them to actually hit the enemy anyway, so it wouldn't have really done much good, I imagine. Okay, a C. Because it took so long, would be my guess. Game's like, you could have done that faster. You're right, I probably could have. I didn't really care to.
We're updating your strategic display now. Here's how things went the past week. We did badly on the home front.
Of course.
Eastern Europe went in our favor.
Okay, well, we do have a defensive option now. Back home, an actual valid one, not a raid. And we have a lot of options now for offensives in Eastern Europe. In fact, we can attack the 2 remaining provinces that directly connect to Moscow, which, if I recall correctly, and I could be remembering wrong, if I recall correctly, you generally speaking need to own like all the connections to the capital before you can attack it for the most part. Although I could be remembering wrong. I think that's how it ended up being with taking Paris. I had to control like all of the direct connections to it, or at least most of them. So, if I wanted to attack Moscow, I would probably have to go and take both Kuruzimi, or however you pronounce it, and Dukovna. Dukovny? Yeah, I guess Dukovny. And then I would take 3 battles to actually take Moscow. I don't think that's really a reasonable thing to do, especially since it's 3 constant attacks on the capital. I don't think you can go attack the capital, switch to something else, and then return to attacking the capital. So because of that, you end up with a situation where if I focus on taking the capital, the Russians will be able to pretty much take over the entirety of North America. What remains that's still in my hands. So it's like oh, well, I could do that and win by taking all 3 capitals, but I don't think it's practical. So we'll likely be defending Fort Campbell or whatever it is over here. Yeah, Fort Campbell. I think the second time we'll be defending Fort Campbell, in fact. And then after Fort Campbell, I don't know. Fort Campbell, winning that should in theory give me Chattanooga. Or Chattanooga. I guess. Funky names. We got some funky names for places here in the US. I assume we're not too far off from what is probably the more accurate pronunciation of it. Yeah, so that'll give us that +1, so we are sitting at right now 21, so that would give us 22, so long as we win Fort Campbell. I mean, we only need 6 more territories. Depending on what kind of operations we have after Fort Campbell will determine whether or not we go out on the offensive again, or stay on the defensive. Either way, let's head into the barracks. And I don't expect there to be a whole lot in the way of upgrade options that are useful for me. Because, as we've already experienced, I have pretty much all the upgrades that I'm going to ever really use. I mean, there are some here for the riflemen, but I've barely ever deployed riflemen, so yeah. Not really all that useful. I could get Electronic Warfare 3, but how often do I use Electronic Warfare at all? Very rarely. And I don't normally upgrade my uplinks for it. The only time I really use it is when the enemy has upgraded their uplinks for it, and I capture that uplink. And none of these riflemen would actually get these bonuses right now, so it's kind of worthless, really. But I'll go ahead and at least get the target designator one, because I think that one could be fun if we can get any of these guys to be at the rank of hardened, which probably won't happen anytime soon because, again, I don't really use riflemen. They're only really good against engineers, and, well, for me, I kind of prefer just to throw overwhelming force at enemy engineers, especially those that are dug in. If they're in a building, then they get artilleried. Maybe with an airstrike or two on them. So, at least for me, riflemen don't really have a whole lot in the way of benefits. We'll go ahead and get Electronic Warfare 3. On the very rare off chance that we capture 3 enemy uplinks on one map that all have the Electronic Warfare upgrade. It's very unlikely that will ever be the case, but you never know. So yeah, next episode will likely be defending Fort Campbell. Let's go ahead and actually save. But yeah, so next episode will more than likely be a defense of Fort Campbell. Hopefully a victory, of course, and getting Chattanooga back. And then from there, depending on what the enemies do, and depending on where they attack, will determine exactly what we do. Because presumably they will attack, it's just a question of, are they going to do a raid or a conquest? Because that really determines what ends up happening. If they do a raid, then I'll ignore it. Of course, defending Fort Campbell is going to leave me right now, actually, without air support from Grissom Air Base. But if I'm lucky, the game will say, oh, no, DC's close enough to provide air support. I mean, we were defending Springfield. I was getting air support up here from USS Reagan Sea Base, so I would think the game is probably going to say DC's close enough to Fort Campbell for Fort Campbell to get air support, and probably Force Recon as well. So losing Grissom Air Base, in theory, if I'm correct, won't really affect the battle for Fort Campbell much, if really at all. But nonetheless, that is going to be it for this episode. As always, like, throw, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys next time. But until then, goodbye and farewell.